Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about one of the most important journeys we can undertake in our lives, the journey to finding your purpose. Each of us is here for a reason, with unique gifts and talents that the world needs. But discovering that reason, uncovering our true purpose, can often feel like a daunting task. I remember a time in my life when I felt lost, uncertain about my path, and unsure of my purpose. It was through deep reflection, perseverance, and a willingness to explore the unknown that I found my true calling. Finding your purpose is not a one-time event, but a continuous journey of self-discovery and growth. Your purpose is the guiding light that gives your life meaning and direction. It's the passion that fuels your actions and the compass that steers you through life's challenges. Today, I want to encourage you to embark on this journey, to seek out what sets your soul on fire, and to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. It reminds me of the tale of some explorers who spotted these young boys playing with these tiny rocks while they were in Africa. They were playing a game like that, marbles, and these marbles were, as it were, glossy. Additionally, and these explorers said to these young boys, "Come on, try this candy, gang. Give them some sweets. Do you find that appealing? Yes. All right. Tell you something. I'll give you extra sweets if you give me those marbles." And that's what they did. After that, the adventurers set out to find that these glittering stones were big, uncut diamonds. The young boys lacked sufficient awareness to recognize what they were holding. And that describes a lot of us. There is genius in many of us. We utilize our ideas for the benefit of the business. We work long hours at the company store, 60, even 70 hours a week. We are willing to give our all for the company. However, we eventually become paralyzed when it comes to acting on our own desires and ideas, utilizing our brains for our own benefit, and taking a chance with our creativity. We come up with an excuse not to. Yes, that is what I did. I'm not up to their level. I lack their level of education. The fact that I never attended college made me feel inadequate. I used to believe that those who had completed college were the smartest individuals on the planet. They intimidated me and made me feel inadequate. Therefore, I wouldn't want to talk in front of others who were more educated than I was. Come on, why not? In case you are able to accomplish that. Oh no, I'm not able to. Les, you really can't speak well. All you have to do is talk to people. Well, they do, you know. I'm not, you know. I simply don't know certain things. And I simply did. Am I able to pass? Get somebody else, you know. Man, I got a pal. He's a master's degree holder. He is quite talented. Get him, you know. But I only did. It is not my place to address that group. You see, I had no idea what I was holding, but luckily there was someone nearby who could see what I had and was prepared to help me until I could too. You see, that's what we need to have a lot of times. It is possible for someone to see past our thoughts and needs and then hold on to that vision until we are able to realize it for ourselves. How do we deal with certain fears? My friend Pat Johnson, the president of Begin With End seminars, and I were having a conversation. This is a fantastic thing that she mentioned if you are thinking about a huge worry you have. If you have a serious phobia, she advised taking a big breath and visualizing yourself as powerful and capable of handling whatever it is. Take a deep breath, everyone. Feel certain that you possess the strength, power, and ability to overcome your fear. According to Ron Weiner, one of my friends, I simply practice the skill of looking past my fears when they arise. I walk behind it and see that it's already resolved, finished, and I act accordingly, as though it's already taken care of. That eliminates my fear. Another friend of mine, Jack Wilson, said that whenever he felt fear, he would reflect on his experiences handling fear while serving in Vietnam and compare it to what he is going through now. He also noted that he has survived close calls and other situations where he felt overcome by fear but managed to overcome it. After that, I remarked to myself, this is nothing here. And with Jack, We've all been there. How many of you have encountered circumstances where you were paralyzed with dread and unsure of your ability to escape or survive? You also did. You avoided death and made it through. If you make it through, raise a hand. Okay? So whatever it was that you had to accomplish, whatever your consciousness level was, whatever self-assurance you have, however you stood tall inside yourself, this is what we know. You made it through. We know the following. You remain in this place. You survived. Hi there, you survived. You survived. Do you hear that? You survived. You currently reside here. You understand. And you overcame that anxiety. You got it out of there, no problem. Do you recall that purple play? Albert informed the girl she couldn't go with him, and I remember that. Where are you going? He asked. This girl has been wondering all her life, you know. Fulfill her dream. However, she was terrified. Her confidence had been undermined. She felt inept, and he had humiliated her. Where are you going? He asked. You are unable to speak. Sugar has a voice. You're ugly. You are stupid. Shu attended class. You do not possess nothing. Where are you heading? You will not succeed. You will not succeed. She said, look, I might be dumb, ugly, or incapable of speaking, but I'm still here, she remarked. I remain here. You're still here as you start to consider the concerns that are behind you. You see, that speaks volumes about your strength. Therefore, you have the ability to face whatever the volcano is, to jump into it and discover who you really are. Here's something else that deters a lot of individuals from facing their issues head on and climbing the volcano. The anxiety of feeling inadequate or making blunders. What do you think? You will err from time to time. There will be plenty of mistakes made by you. Guy is right when he says this. The guy who has never erred hasn't done anything, he said. You will fall flat on your face if you want to accomplish anything out here and you make some mistakes. People are going to criticize you. You will feel foolish and uncomfortable when you enter the arena that is life. It's okay. Sometimes it comes with the territory. It is crucial that you bring your belongings outside to this area. Are you competent enough? Get ready. See, competency cannot be substituted. Positivity is insufficient to succeed. Being very excited won't work. Thus, you must get ready. You must grow as a person. You must put in practice. You must put in work. Your homework must be completed. You must conduct your own research. As you can see, a lot of people have an attitude of yes, I can, but no, I can't. Competency and aptitude foster confidence, which in turn fuels competency. You see, you feel more confidence the better you get. And you want to improve the more self-assured you feel. You understand that you can improve and that there is no ceiling. You're capable of more than what you've accomplished thus far. You don't become, as most people do, conceited and haughty, believing that you've already made it. They believe they have arrived, which is why they have accepted for less in life than they truly deserve. And they remark, well, I can now relax. I'm finally free to bask in my success. I've succeeded. No, you still have some work ahead of you as long as you are breathing. You still have something else to accomplish. According to the publisher of USA Today, you haven't truly begun to live unless you have committed some serious life-altering errors. Many would argue that you haven't truly begun to live if you have never made any significant errors, substantial mistakes, lost a significant amount of money, or taken a significant risk. That's hardly what you call living, not upsetting anyone, gently navigating life and safely slipping into an early grave. No. It's necessary to take some risks. You want to live a more adventurous life? Please repeat after me. I'm going to grow and hone my abilities. I'm good, better than most decent, in fact. Give a little shake to both your right and left and encourage them to keep improving. Continue to improve. Only improve farther, only improve further. And now for something different. See numerous people in order to avoid making any blunders. It elevates us to a new plane. Many people wish to avoid failure, dread of not succeeding. aversion to achievement, and you know what else? Apprehension about the unknown. Last week I saw a guy who came to see me. Never saw him in years. Bob Boyd is an Ohioan from Columbus. In addition to introducing me to numerous motivational speakers in the field of positive thinking, Bob Boyd also introduced me to motivational cassettes. At the time, Best Line Products was a multi-level marketing organization headed by the inspirational Bill Bailey. Jim Rowan was also involved in that. Bob Boyd then folded as a result. But this is what Bob Boyd has to say. Why I wanted to see Bob after he drove up from Columbus last week. I have directly dealt with Bob Boyd, and I am aware of his involvement in commercial matters. Since I've known Bob since 1972, I know of at least 30 failures. 30 of them were business related. Amazing. I thus wanted to hear more about this arrangement Bob was offering. Les, I need to speak with you. So he entered in the classic Bob Boyd manner. Hi there, Les. How are you doing? All right, Bob, I said. I was curious to find out if Bob had failed in his fire stick experiment or if life had crushed his dreams. Les Brown. I've got a deal, Bob remarked. You know, I got a deal, man. You get to meet a lot of people. This is what's on my mind. I should join Amway, he said. Man, what is this? I'm working on something, dude. This item, dude, diminished. It's a financial windfall. Tell me about it, Bob, I said. However, this is what was going through my head. Bob remained silent about all the losses, including the trades in which we had suffered financial losses. It was never discussed in discourse. This is the first deal he's ever brought me, it seemed. What? I exclaimed. Bravery. What is known to you about Winston Churchill? Pat, are you aware of what Winston Churchill said regarding courage? According to him, bravery is the capacity to bounce back from setbacks without losing motivation. You therefore want to bravely cling to your ideal and maintain your motivation. You see, Bob hasn't accepted failure. Simply put, things didn't turn out the way he had hoped. He was all fired up, classic Bob Boyd fat, and still searching for his pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. He wore his coat less often. Man, allow me to tell you something. This is something you have to see with what you're doing. PBS is now available to you. Oh God bless you and prosper greatly, dude. I'm quite excited to tell you about it. Tell me, Bob, tell me, I said. When they started conversing, I remarked, Bob, I want to be involved. Now tell me what you just told me, he said. I want to do it, even though I'm not sure what it is. I'd like to take part in it. I had no idea. I identified with the woman who was with Joe. Joe made the decision to go right in. I want to travel with you, said the lady with the volcano. Oh, you can't go, he said. Oh, I want to go too, she exclaimed. Watch you become enthused about it. There are others who will come see you burn. They also wish to go. That Bob still has fire in him is something I like. Bob is still in need of food. Bob continues to envision his dream. Bob is still trying to figure out how to make it work. Man, he doesn't give a damn whether people talk about it. He's never held a position. Guys worked at 15 or 20 different places, each and every one of these business transactions. Bob has ignored that completely. You know, in order to conquer your volcano, that's what you have to do. A man in Los Angeles, featured on the newspaper's main page, recently cleared the bar after taking it 48 times. He was like a volcano in that bar. He had plenty of justifications and reasons not to accept it. His son owns a legal practice. He might have worked as a clerk or legal assistant. And suddenly, people were making fun of this person. He was a source of amusement. Have you been playing nice lately? Just think about what they did to this guy. No, they got his man turning the bartending into a career. In any case, in order to pass it, he had to start a career. And people will do it. You know, there's this chatter about John Kennedy Jr. not meeting expectations. Did you notice that he passed in the newspaper? That escaped my notice. But did they celebrate his death as much as they celebrated his failure? No. Why do people enjoy watching you fail, do you know? It pleases them to witness such behavior in others. I have no idea why it is configured that way. I was driving on the freeway. There was a traffic bottleneck. What was going on, you know? It happened by mistake. However, some pull over to the side of the road in order to exit their vehicles and witness the pain of another person. Talk programs are so successful because people enjoy hearing about other people's suffering and becoming engrossed in it. They then get magnified in their own lives as a result of their exclusive attention to it. I'd best not catch you chatting about mishaps here. Like the individual who made the gutsy decision to pursue his goal no matter how many times he failed, Bob Boyd headed out to conquer his volcano. Who says what doesn't matter to me? It doesn't matter what people believe. I want something because it adds value and significance to my life. That kind of volcano is within you. There's something out there. You see, we have all seen our fate at some point in the past. I was 6 years old at the time. A Miami pastor at Mount Zion Baptist Church named Reverend Ed Graham. I was 6 years old at the time. My mother was sick just before Christmas. We didn't have any. And this man, who was roughly 6 feet 1 inch tall and well muscled, knocked on the door holding a basket of food and said, "Hello? Are you the Brown family?" "Yes," my mother acknowledged. "You have 2 sons and a daughter and you are without food." "Yes, I'm from Mount Zion Baptist Church and we provide food baskets to families in need over the Christmas season. On behalf of the church, take the basket and enjoy your Christmas." I thought, oh boy, I'd like to be like that man, as he left. I attended his church and used to see him speak. He was a tall, strong, and engaging orator. Such grace. The poet Kipling, who wrote, "If you can keep your head when all around you are losing theirs and blaming it on you," was one of his favorite people. It's amazing how eloquent he was. "Oh, why would someone pursue Wesley?" I exclaimed. I said, "Wesley, I want to sound like Reverend Graham." My previous fiancée, Mildred Singleton, and I are still close friends, even though she was with us on a school excursion. Indeed, she is. "You are always taking advantage of my stuff." "Let me take you," someone said. "Everything is okay." However, while on a school excursion, they brought her to a hospital where she observed someone working on eye surgery from a distance in the operating room. "That's what I want to do," she replies. Even though she is only a teenager, she is already an ophthalmologist. At some point, we have all seen our fate and chosen not to listen to it. We choose to dismiss it by saying, "No, that's not my cup of tea." We lost our ability to fantasize when life knocked us on the head. According to Pinker Thomas, life's experiences have gradually beaten the desire to dream away from him. And for good reason, many of us give up on our volcanoes because of that. The experiences, obstacles, setbacks, letdowns, and failures in life that lead us to prematurely give up on ourselves or sell out on our actual potential. Giving up on pursuing our dreams because we feel unworthy or afraid of making mistakes, especially if we were raised with a lot of criticism. Thus, you must be willing to put in the necessary time and effort. Try your hardest, and then let the cards fall where they may. As a result, when you start to observe, people start to fear success because they believe they are unworthy. They are unable to cope. The amount of obligation is excessive. I have experienced that. And when that's the case, you start unintentionally working against yourself to make sure you don't succeed. You start to undermine your own abilities in a number of ways. By putting things off, failing to take care of business, failing to submit reports on time, wasting time watching a lot of idle television, or spending all of your time moaning and complaining about how horrible things are, you are utilizing your energy in a negative rather than a productive way. That's what we do when we don't think we can succeed. It might be quite difficult to venture out when you're fearful of the unknown, afraid to take that risk, or afraid of the unknown. It makes me think of a young boy. On what should have been solid ice, two tiny guys were out playing. and one of the little boys stumbled and fell into a hole after stepping on a tiny patch of ice. And when he started flailing in the water, he started to drift to different parts of the ice by following the undercurrent. And there, trying to save his friend, was his friend, banging the ice, beating, and trying to help him. And he became frightened. Looking a short distance away, he saw a tree. He went and tore off a branch, then returned, attempting to free his friend. He simply did his best to begin scraping the ice in the shape of a circle, and as soon as he did, he began to knock on it relentlessly. Suddenly, the ice started to break, allowing him to save his companion. Upon their arrival, the paramedics observed the extent of the damage and the thickness of the ice. He prevented the young boy's death. However, what puzzled him was that after glancing at the branch and this small, thin man, they wondered, how did he do this? It's not feasible. They just proceeded to pound the ice to gauge its thickness. How did he do that? She questioned, hearing the thumping sound. It truly was a marvel that he could just use the branch to draw a circle, break through the ice, and get himself out. He's simply too little. It's simply not feasible. Hearing the conversation, an elderly man with a standing wound came forward and said, I can tell you how he did it. There was no one to tell him he wasn't capable of doing it. You won't always have time to say no when things like these happen to you in life, little lad. There won't be time for you to doubt your abilities. You will only have the opportunity to act, to take a risk, and to have trust that all will work out. Take that risk, have faith in yourself, and have confidence in your inner knowing that all will work out. However, can't you give us any promises that are less? Indeed, what is that? You will not survive. Pardon me? In case you were unaware, you cannot escape this world alive. You will die. I am telling you that you have 6 months to live. Live this moment in time. Now is the time to live your aspirations. Act as though this is your final day on earth. Let's imagine, for example, that we determine that we don't require a medical professional's declaration to inform us that we have 6 months to a year left to truly begin to enjoy life in all of its beauties. Must make a few difficult choices in life. You see, just like those little guys, we hold the power. We possess that type of ability, that kind of brilliance, that kind of good fortune, that kind of prosperity, that kind of contentment, and that kind of sense of accomplishment. That's what we have. We are in control of it. We are responsible. Furthermore, no one else can decide that for us. We are able to give it out. We can exchange it for how people see us and go through life, accepting that we will always be dissatisfied as we look good for everyone else but ourselves. Alternatively, we can donate it to the company store for $400 or $500 a week. Or, well, hold on, let's decide. I have only one life, and that is the life of my volcano. I'm also going to take the bold step, because I am aware that the universe would never offer me anything that I am unable to handle. I will jump in and manage it. Observe, I tell you that you possess the ability to manage any type of volcano in your life, no matter how it manifests itself or the difficulties you may encounter. You have that within you, don't you think? Right now. From where will it originate? Remain calm. You will receive it when you need it if you have faith in yourself. There is something about life if you have faith in it and have no doubts about it. I think that when someone decides for themselves that this is how they are sending themselves out into the cosmos, this is how they are giving their life. New Yorker Dr. Johnny Youngblood. I have to live what's inside of me, he added. Les, this is the reason I have to do this. I have to live from my heart. We all possess something within us that we need to survive. And we have to find it or make it if we don't already know what it is. This belongs to all of us. Whatever it is that provides our lives purpose, worth, strength, and happiness that many people simply cannot comprehend, we are grateful for it. Why you must overcome that mountain and why you must do it. You do realize that some people have made the decision that who they are is based on what they do. They believe that because they have been acting in this manner for so long, this is who they are. They appear to be naturally mediocre since they have been avoiding themselves for such a long time. They're not going to get you. They won't comprehend the necessity of going and doing what needs to be done. Why you may need to relocate or find employment elsewhere. Why? The pay on this position is good. It's not for payment. It's not all about the cash. Sure, I do need money, but I also need other things. I want some mental tranquility. I need to feel fulfilled on the inside. I'm not getting what I want from it. No, no, no. So, what is it? I'm not sure why you have to leave. Why are you leaving right now? I just did. In any case, I no longer want to live this way. I just did. I'm leaving this place. Why? I'm not counting on you to comprehend. One who is aware that no explanation is required, and one who is unaware that no explanation is adequate. I have to go jump in the volcano right now. Pardon me. Design your life, in my opinion, so that it makes sense to you. You understand it, even though it may not make sense to others. That's the crucial aspect. It brings you joy. You get that happy feeling from it. It brings your inner child back to life, whether she is a tiny girl or a guy. It makes you feel happy in a way that others just can't comprehend. Grab your volcano now. Leslie Calvin Brown, the infant boy of Miss Mamie Brown, says it's been a privilege as well as a plum delightful pleasure. I appreciate you, everyone. Remember, finding your purpose is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It requires courage, introspection, and a commitment to living authentically. When you align your life with your true purpose, you unlock a sense of joy, fulfillment, and impact that is unparalleled. So take the time to explore your passions, listen to your inner voice, and follow the path that resonates with your heart. Don't be afraid to make mistakes or change direction, for each step brings you closer to your true self. As you continue on this journey, hold on to the belief that you are here for a reason. Your purpose is unique to you, and the world is waiting for you to discover and share it. Thank you, and may your journey to finding your purpose be filled with clarity, inspiration, and boundless possibilities.